Hello, everybody. Brian Coutu here with the Epic Mortgage team at Fairway Mortgage. Today in the studio, I have a super awesome guest with me, Niraj Thaker with Galt Insurance here in Fort Lauderdale. I wanted to bring you on today, Niraj, because there's a super hot topic in our industry right now, which I would personally consider to be a crisis. And it's honestly the fact that insurance premiums are going through the roof and carriers are shutting down left and right. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in your industry right now? And then we can specifically talk about carriers and premiums, but what the heck is going on?
Thanks, Brian, for the introduction. What's going on right now is that the state of Florida has gotten, like you said, it's a crisis. There's no other better way to say it. We are seeing increases between 30 and 50% from carriers because, quite frankly, they just have to cover the claims that they're getting influxed with. The state of Florida is seeing that with carriers that, as you've seen, I'm sure a lot of people out there are experiencing closures. Their companies are canceling on them, or again, they're seeing these premiums hike up. There's nothing else besides the state of Florida seeing the claims come in. Okay. And that's causing insurance companies to kind of be frantic and have to make up that money in their financial backing somehow.
So the state of Florida is dictating whether or not these insurance companies are able to cover properties?
Correct. So the way you'd want to look at it is insurance companies, admitted carriers specifically, are backed by the state of Florida for their financial status. If a company for some reason can't pay out, the state of Florida is on the hook, and they see some companies that aren't able to cut the
check so they're not able to cut the check if they have to pay these insurance claims.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. That's what I was looking for.
Perfect.
So they see that they'll be on the hook for it, and they're going to close them down, or before they get closed down, these companies are saying, hey, let's try and jack up the prices. Let's see if we can get some more money on our books.
That makes sense. So speaking of shutting companies down, I think it was maybe not last weekend, but the weekend before, FedNat put out notice, or the state of Florida gave notice to FedNat that they have to cancel how many policies?
Roughly half their policies. They're looking at a lot of policies. They're in a unique position, though. They have a sister company, Monarch, that they were able to shift a lot of their business to and just shed some business. That way they could still save some sort of business on their books. A lot of other companies aren't so fortunate, and they just go out of business because they have nowhere else to put it.
They go completely out of business.
Yeah, and the state of Florida takes receivership of that company, and they're the ones that you're going to have to handle your claims with.
Yeah.
And so you get another company
involved. Yeah, that's great. So if there's a new buyer coming to market, what is the number one tip that you would give a brand new buyer coming to market that's looking to purchase a property? How do you properly insure that property?
So a big thing for new buyers, you want to make sure your inspections look good. We want to make sure your 4-point inspection shows eligibility. Guidelines have become a lot stricter, as you can imagine. These companies that are still open, they're looking for a lot cleaner properties. They want newer roofs, a lot of stuff that you want to have checked off on your. You'd want that anyways as a new buyer, right? I would imagine. And then your wind mitigation. We're in South Florida. You're going to want some sort of hurricane protection. If not completely, you want to see some sort of plan to soon after you buy that property to start adding that on, because it's going to help your premium go down.
Yeah, and with what I've seen is with a lot of people who are getting their policies canceled is that it's because they don't listen to or do the things that the insurance companies are asking them to do to their property in a timely fashion. This is not a market where you want to play around with the insurance company, right?
Exactly. Before, we used to have some leeway. You could give us a couple days. We can get the inspections to the companies. But at this point, if you're in with a company, you want to stay there, because you get out of that company, you might not have another option.
Yeah.
And premiums aren't cheap right now.
No, premiums aren't cheap. We're seeing that on the mortgage side, where we're having to calculate people's debt-to-income ratios with much higher premiums, which is also limiting their ability to buy. Think about this. Insurance premiums are up. Home values are up. Interest rates are up. So everything is inflated in price right now, and it's all falling back down to the consumer. It's getting extremely expensive. If you're looking to buy a home, my biggest recommendation is when you do your inspection, start shopping for your insurance on day one. Realtors, please push your clients to shop for their insurance early. This is super important to the process. You do not want to wait till the last second. It could blow up in your face and your transaction could fall apart at the end. Niraj, any last words or tips for our viewers here today?
No, I really couldn't have said it better. The earlier you get into shopping for your insurance, we can find a solution somehow. It's not always the premium that you're going to get right at closing, but at least we'll have a cost. We'll have some sort of plan going forward to help you reduce that cost.
To reduce that premium.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody. We appreciate your time. If you do need an insurance quote, please hit up our friend here, Niraj Thaker with John Galt. And as always, if you do need to get a pre-approval done or you're a realtor looking for an extremely talented mortgage team, please hit us up at the Epic Mortgage Team. We appreciate your time today.